that they prefer open maps. One-trick teams typically do prefer open maps, so not surprised that Oasis was picked. However, we got the one non-open map that I was not really wanting to see after I made that point. Oasis University coming right up.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, we're not seeing Jim. I don't know who Ironic Smirk is. We don't have that name, I don't think. Maybe it is Jim. Okay, so they're just using a different name just to mess with us here, Ocean.
What is an Ironic Smirk? Is that like some sort of like Discord emote that I'm missing? I'm only old. I feel like I'm missing some sort of key context here.
I'm right there with you, but right now the Lucas show is starting things off with this wrecking ball going into the back line, looking for the supports, the pile driver coming in, and they're going to take Aramori out early on, and that's going to be great for any Avoided because, well, there's no more big source of healing on the side of Weezer Wumpuses, and they're going to be able to win this first fight out because of it.
Yeah, good fight. I like the idea of when you're playing the wrecking ball composition against the Reinhardt composition, you make sure you take different angles, take different key areas of space around the map. That was a pretty well executed team fight. Weezer Rumpus is responding with some changes, going over to the Bastion gym. So that's an interesting one. I'm surprised to not see Aramori go over to the Kiriko. I feel like Baptiste is a little less mobile and could easily be isolated here. I would have definitely expected Aura to go over to the Kiriko in this situation, but we'll see how this Baptiste pick pans out.
As they're going to look to go into this fight, they're just taking their time. We see Zumba in the back line here, looking for something, looking to get any picks, any damage, really, as they're forcing out the bash and the pulse bomb going down. Jim back to spawn, unlucky for Weezer Wumpuses as the rest of any Avoided looking to come finish things out, but Gorilla's gonna find themselves back to spawn as well, and now they're gonna be using that amp matrix to try and continue this hold on. But here's the Riptire coming in, Youthful looking for something, and I think it's gonna find one. It is indeed, as we NA Avoided continue to look strong on the point with that Kitsune rush to come out and solidify the fight.
Yeah, I think this fight is done. I actually like the approach of Weezer Wumpuses of trying to take that really enclosed room. Obviously, right, if NA Avoided decided to walk in there at any point, they were going to struggle a lot because of the brawl potential that Weezer Wumpuses had there. Unfortunately for Weezer Wumpuses, NA Avoided very smart in how they dealt with that. I like these changes, though. I think D.Va's a really good hero into characters like Wrecking Ball and Tracer, just having that mobility and ability to peel for your backline, or going over to the Kiriko as well, I think is a very sensible choice.
Yeah, we gotta see if they can figure something out, because it's down to last fight territory here, Ocean. They've got to find a priority pick, and they've got to find it now, or going into the next round down 1-0 as it's up to overtime. They've got to come in here. The Deadeye from Laser looking to find someone, but they can't seem to lock on the sights, but they do get the point in their favor. But for how much longer does not seem to be much longer in the fact, because, well, they've popped that minefield on the point, and Lucas Shaw still doing work on this Wrecking Ball. Zumba as well going wild on this Tracer for NA Avoided, as the overtime bar is going to tick away as quickly as it can as they find these last couple of picks. And I don't think, no, they are going to get someone able to touch, but not for much longer, as the respawns are coming back. But there's the Riptire out, not going to find any picks with it, but they find the point in the end.
Yep. And I Avoided, I think, got a really good start. I think it's so hard when you're playing, you run out on a brawl composition who gets around, you lose that first team fight to a Wrecking Ball composition, and then you're walking with a Reinhardt comp into a ball composition, you're getting surrounded by a Trace or a ball, and you know, it's just so hard to approach. No matter how well you use your cooldowns, it just feels impossible. So that was a difficult situation for the Wumpuses. However, it seems like they find some sort of solution near the end. I really like D.Va into Wrecking Ball. I think it's a really strong pick.
Another thing to look forward to, as Aramori is going over to the Zenyatta here, looking to get that extra bit of damage onto the Lucas show, who's just been really able to do whatever they really feel like doing at the moment.
Yes, so Just to clarify why I like the D.Va here, D.Va's really good at peeling, right?
Yeah.
Bowl's really good at aggressing and annoying your backline and disrupting things. D.Va is also really good at disrupting the disruption. So yeah, that's why I kind of like the Santana pick over to the D.Va here. Something that's going to be really critical as well is getting Aramori into good areas, right? And getting that Discord orb up and running.
Well, this is not good. Well, because maybe it is good. They did in the end get dived upon. That's the real struggle with Zenyatta with this comp. Navoided is running as Luca's still finding a value wherever they go with this wrecking ball, as they've already got this first point.
I'm beginning to suspect that this Luca is Redemption. If it isn't, I apologize, but just the way they're playing Wrecking Ball, it looks very Redemption-y and very strong, and Luca likes the Wrecking Ball, so I'm imagining it's who I think it is. Santana walking over onto the objective, but needs to make sure that their support line also gets into the team fight. Aramori and Meester taking a lot of damage from behind, and Santana unable to get them involved in the team fight right now.
And Santana gonna get demec'd as well by Gorilla. Is not what you wanted. They haven't even really taken a good team fight yet. Have Weezer Wumpuses, as they just keep getting just harassed and displaced by Navoided.
Yeah, so I think one thing that Weezer Wumpuses need to do is, especially on their approach, especially when you're playing this Ana and Zenyatta composition, these supports are very immobile, right? So Santana, what they need to do is make sure that Aramori and Meester aren't isolated. They get them involved in the fight. Once those two are involved and in a position where they're safe in the fight and they're constantly moving around, then Santana could get to work on being aggressive on the backline and helping like Jim with those sorts of aggressive plays.
Well, Zomba is currently looking for a pulse bomb here. Can they get the stick that they're looking for? And then they get laser with the pulse bomb. What a nice play. Pulse bomb comes back from Jim, but it's not going to be, well, maybe it's enough to get the point in their favor. Now they're going to get back in time as Navoided before it ticks over to Weezer Wumpuses, as Navoided are looking super strong. It's up to last fight territory here.
It's going to be difficult to get a last fight. Jim going down a little bit later than you would like here. Wumpuses, if they do get a fight here, they've got the nano boost to go up against Cybers. Kitsune Rush, they got to keep battle, but they don't even touch!
They're not going to even get in the end. I think they were trying to figure out who's going to go in. They were all right there, Ocean, but the communications must have broken down in the end, as they were not able to touch.
Is the Diamond Flag Bearer title, is that from Capture the Flag comp?
I'm assuming so.
Alright, that's an interesting choice, Gorilla.
But hey, I mean, obviously there's some disparities, but I think Mercy's in a pretty good spot. But that's going to get me hate on Twitter for saying Mercy's in a good spot. Oh no.
Look, we're just getting Generation Esports all the clicks in the world, right? Somebody, oh, Mercy Twitter has already posted it. All the viewers are coming in. We're doing the job. That's the job, Joker. You saw it on the title. We actually didn't have too much. We were just told to come cast some epic Overwatch gameplay. Not anger the Mercy fanbase. And also, I just want to give credit to myself, because I don't give myself credit enough. Look what hero Luke is on. I'm so intelligent. Look at me.
Yeah.
You can't look at me because we're watching the gameplay, but...
Big brain Ocean. That's perfect, because I'm such a small brain person. Especially when casting over. Well, there you go. There goes your entire
never
theory.
mind. They were on the Brigitte for a second, right?
They ruined it. But they're going to go over to the Mercy now, though. We were talking about that as well. Maybe that was your premonition for the pick of Mercy coming in from Luca here, as Santana on the Doomfist, funnily enough. No Zebra in the lobby to play said hero either, but let's see how this works out for them. They're able to get up onto this high ground, but Zomba already in the backline taking Luca out of this fight, and that's not what you need right now. They need to continue to find picks, and it's going to just continue to be Zomba as the rest of Navoided continue to collapse and find picks.
So this is an interesting little matchup here. Wumpuses is thinking a little bit of a swap, but I imagine Santana's going to go to D.Va or Winston. I think that's fine. Here, and Luca over to Brigitte. Now I look smart again. So now they've got lots of options against the Wrecking Ball, right? So Wrecking Ball has to really think about when they engage her. They could get hacked up, they could get slapped, they could get whip-shotted away. And also, while Luca's engaging, Santana's probably going to go on to the Navoided backline, right? So that's another thing for Luca to think about.
Yeah, right now they're looking to get into position, looking to find at least someone, but Zamba is still in this backline. Thankfully, Luca was there to keep Aramori maybe a little bit healthy, but
goodbye.
Meister, he wanted to take a little dip. Maybe that's it. I would love it to be in the ocean right now if it was not. Not you, the actual ocean. Oh goodness! Oh my goodness! Minefield. Minefield.
Show there. It's good that that fight was probably over once Meester fell off the cliff, because otherwise we're probably not highlighting the fight in the best way possible. Just an interesting point for the Wumpuses is I think this is the first fight we're going to talk about ultimate economies. They're actually building up to like all 5 ultimates fairly soon. Problem is that Navoided are doing something similar, but I feel like ultimates like EMP and Nano Boost, especially when you have something like Winston or a Tracer to stick it on, so powerful, so strong ultimates, right? They are so strong. So let's see how they execute upon maybe this Nano Boost this fight.
Well, the Nano Boost is going to be invested early on here into Santana, but Zamba still in the back line. Finding picks onto the support line is not what you want if you're Weezer Wumpuses, as they continue to just lose player after player before they can really take this fight.
Santana really wants to stay on court, maintain a bit of presence here. Maybe Snow's the kill on a support, but I don't think so. The supports are playing really well for each other there. It's so easy there to maybe make a mistake and Santana gets a kill there and then things open up, but a good professional team fight. And I avoided. I like to say that. Unlucky for Meester. And that's a Nano Boost gone, Joker, right? That's a key ultimate here, right? Both support ultimates still available for NA avoided, so you're really just looking at the EMP for Weezer Wumpus' next fight.
Yeah, as well, the rally going to be used to start things off, but they still haven't found that entry. They haven't found a pick, and that needs to be the case. But the Riptire is now out, and they're going to take out. That's the unfortunate one, right? When they're just popped it, but they're still looking to get into this fight. They've got this EMP available, but they're so loose, and they're going to use it. They're going to use the EMP there. That's not good. I'm sorry, that's just not good.
Oh, hello. It's a good dance. This is a good dance emote.
I like the dance emotes.
I suppose when I'm looking at the actual fight setup, you've seen Luca probably going to set up on this right-hand side, probably going to look for an engagement probably towards the backline, or more in Luca, or maybe he might change focus towards Meester now that they're on the Widowmaker. Yeah, both those support ultimates still online for an avoided Wumpuses. In overtime now, got to force those support ultimates out and get value out of their Nano Boost.
Hey, that's a good starter for Weezer Wumpuses, but they're now into the Kitsune Rush. The Nano Boost coming out as well. They've got to find more as Weezer Wumpuses are looking to complete this first point at least, but Luca is gone, and out of this fight now is the trap. That's an unfortunate jump for Santana as things are going to wrap up in the end as NA avoided complete the full hold.
One thing I really liked about NA Avoided is, I mean, although Luca was a little bit crazy and kind of just did his own thing and caused a bit of chaos, kind of what you're meant to do on Wrecking Ball, I thought they were very mature the way they played. I thought that, they controlled the high ground well. They didn't really extend for kills when they didn't need to. I thought they were very opportunistic with how they played. And that's not something you would, if you were talking about NA Avoided teams of old, I know it's completely different players, right?
Yeah.
That's not something you would categorize with this sort of team with that name and branding. But they were very mature, made good decisions, and I think that was the key to their defense.
I definitely have to agree with you there. I mean, it's really great to see when the tag player is just doing what they're meant to be doing, and then the rest of the teams just together being pretty much cool, calm, and collected, and it's working out well for them. And they're setting themselves up for a very quick first series of the afternoon here.
Yeah, it's disappointing, because I go into this game and I said the talent that's there on Weezer Wumpuses is there, right? We've seen it. In so many different Overwatch tournaments, and we've seen glimpses of it in this tournament from yesterday, right? Unfortunately, it hasn't quite been there in this game so far, but I hope that we can maybe change our minds of that with this defense. Seems like they've gone with a different approach. I think Brigitte is a really good pick on defense watch point Gibraltar A, and they'll have a little bit of an advantage here, or more of an advantage than they did on the offense. Nice little start and a nice little shot from Lizard.
Yeah, and I also do like this Torbjorn pick coming in from Meester here. I mean, it's going to help deal with the flanking nature of NA Avoided, but I'll see if the turret can find the value that they're looking for with the weird turret placement. But, I mean, hey, right now, they're buying time, but they're still getting cart progress is NA Avoided for the time being, as there comes the fight as Cyber takes them down with a kunai, and Aramori trying as they will keep the team up and healthy. A nice anti-nade, but they're going to force out the recall, but it's still not looking to be enough to stay up. No. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. That's a 29er Ocean.
You know what? That fight was just looking up as well for the Wumpuses, right? Because Aura was able to keep the Brigitte player up, right? And then maybe they could have re-engaged and got something going on the point. But as soon as they had anything going right for them, it all went wrong and they forgot about the objective.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate, as we saw Lucas Minefield play of the game there.